What's going on, family? We're going to talk about this article right here from Moo. I looked through the internet, trying to say, what can I bring to the family that we can discuss and talk about? And I think I found it. Here it is right here. A prominent Apple bull just revealed that his firm does not, in fact, own any Apple stock or shares right now. But this is the one we continue to believe in. Now make that make sense. How you going to tell people that Apple stock is a buy, but you don't even hold it? That you're a prominent bull, meaning that this guy, every time he comes in and drops an analysis about Apple, he always tells people that they need to go out and buy the stock. So even though they're pushing that Apple stock is a buy continually, his own firm don't own it. Like, we need to be careful on where we grab our information from. That is why on this particular channel, those who see my content, we could care less about what people say, what they write, or what they do. The only thing that we focus in on is this, the chart. Because whoever this prominent Apple bull is, if he was truly a bull for Apple, we would see his steps or footprints or fingerprints on the chart of Apple. He'll be a buyer, right? And imagine from the day to when Apple was trading up here on January 24, 2024 to now, and anytime that this man wrote an article, anytime that this man was seen on mainstream media, financial television, pushing Apple on the way down, and he's been preaching that it's been a buy ever since, and the price has been going down, we know that something is not right. That's why I want all of us who sees my content to just not take people at their word. Look at the chart to certify that what they're saying is actually true. This is one of the pieces of the financial world that you cannot lie. You cannot try to get over on somebody when you come and just pay attention to the price of the charts. When you look at the flow of where price is going, no one can lie to you. So let's go through this article real quick. Prominent Apple bull Gene Munster. So this is the man. He's on CNBC all the time, talking about a lot of the magnificent seven stocks: Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Like, he talks about the big boys in the financial space. Gene Munster. He's the managing partner at Deepwater Asset Management. Disclosed, meaning that he said in a CNBC interview on Tuesday that his firm has sold all of its shares in the tech giant. Why? And the problem that many of us who see this article, who listen to these people on CNBC, understand that Gene Munster is finished. In my perception, they're already finished selling their stake in Apple. So now he's free to come out on CNBC and say, all right, cool. Yeah, we went ahead and sold all of our stocks. But wait, why are you telling that after the fact? Like, the people who sees this content would like to at least get a heads up before you start it, right? Because when we go back to the chart, did they sell at the high? More than likely, yeah. But here it is, a couple of days later, when the article was written, on the 27th, 2 days ago, Apple is trading around $170. But Gene and his business probably sold at $190, $195, $200. So then he comes on CNBC, yeah, we don't have any more stock in Apple. And here it is. You're going on his last article that he wrote, or his last interview that he did, where he said he's still looking for Apple to go higher, or that Apple stock is a buy. But he ended up selling it. This is the most recent updated current information right here, this price chart. So whenever you see these people go on CNBC, Fox Business, or even produce articles to their clientele, understand that this is the most recent live updated price action in the market. So by the time that they do their interviews, by the time they write their articles, by the time they let you know their opinion, they have already made their move. because it would be insane for them to come out, for Gene to come out and say, all right, we're thinking about selling Apple now, before they actually sell it. Because then they know that their competition is going to get ahead of them. So that's why they do things behind the veil. So don't think that that's going to change, because it's not. You're not going to give your enemy, your competition, your strategy. What happened? During Munster's appearance on CNBC Squawk Box, he mentioned Deepwater's ownership of Meta Platforms and Google parent Alphabet, omitting any mention of Apple. However, Munster has consistently advocated for Apple in various media appearances, social media posts, and research notes. Man, like, can you trust these people? He consistently advocates for Apple. Is he being paid by Apple, by Tim Cook, to continually promote Apple so that people can go out and continually buy Apple, when in fact he's not even buying it himself? Instead, he has Meta and Alphabet, Google. When directly questioned about Apple's absence in the fund, Munster clarified that Deepwater manages various types of funds with different investment strategies. See, this is their get out of jail free card. They always say, well, we got a lot of different things going on in our business. We have multiple strategies, multiple funds, and they all have certain aspects and strategies that we really can't go into. He stated, quote, but currently we do not own it, talking about Apple, but we continue to believe in it strongly and look for opportunities to do that, to get back in, end quote. They believe in it strongly, but they're not buying it. They believe in it strongly, but they're waiting to get back in. That doesn't match up. If you believe in something that strong, then drop the money on the table and go buy it. It doesn't make sense that if you believe in it, quote, strongly, but you sit in the sideline, it seems to me like you're more cautious than you are in believing that Apple is a buy. Interestingly, Munster could not recall when Deepwater sold its Apple shares. Yeah, right. Like, come on. He doesn't recall? Exactly. Again, that's another get out of jail free card. Oh, I don't remember. Yes, you do. If you have been pushing Apple, if you're an advocate for Apple, if you've been telling people that Apple is a buy, if you're telling people that we continue to believe in it strongly, you would think that you at least will remember when you sold it then. Again, if he would have told people the date that they sold their position, guess what we can do then? All we would have to do is go back to the chart and say, oh, okay. So this was him. This was Deepwater when they sold. They sold it up here. They sold it on this particular day. See this? Look at this. See that volume on the 15th of December? Who can create that much volume in a day? That's a lot of volume. It stands out. You don't see a lot of volume around that day. Something happened on the 15th of December. This is what I'm talking about, that the market gives us footprints. This could have been Deepwater selling their Apple, because is it by coincidence that that was the high in Apple, or at least close to it? Look at that. Somebody on the 15th of December knew something about Apple. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because they got out way before earnings release came out. All right, so let me go to this chart real quick, because I want to do a price prediction for Apple. And currently we're just still hugging around our support area in Apple around 168. That's a good thing. And I say it's good because it shows us that the market is accepting price at that range. Because if the market truly was weak, it would not be just hovering, trading sideways, slightly above $168. It wouldn't do that. It would do this instead. It would have gone down massively. So at least there's somebody, maybe it might be Gene and his business, trying to accumulate more shares of Apple now. Because somebody back in October believed in Apple then, of 2023. They believed in it then, so they're trying to do it now, right? Let's look at Apple on the weekly chart first. So again, this is the only thing that's keeping the life alive in Apple, is these buyers that came in back in October and September of last year. These buyers right here. This is the only thing that is keeping this stock from actually cratering. That's it. So hopefully those buyers who bought back in October and September of last year, hopefully they're still in the market buying now. But if they're not, then we could potentially see a big breakdown in Apple stock below our buy zone. Okay. And it's one thing I wanted to show you right here on the 5 weeks. That push go down bar right there. It's not over. That is an indication that the market is still signifying some weakness. Here it is on the monthly chart. We concluded for the month of March. Where are we going? Does it look bullish yet? No. And the biggest problem I see on the monthly chart is right here on the November 2023. That was a fantastic move. That was great. But the sad part is that we didn't get any follow through. It's been 4 months since we got that bar and we still didn't get any follow through. It didn't continue to go higher. Instead, it's going down. So this was like a fake move. It tricked people into thinking that the stock was going to continue to go higher, but you can see from the history, 4 months later, it's still going down. So all I can say is that currently, if I was to pick a team between the buyers and the sellers of Apple stock, I would say that the sellers have it right now. But it doesn't mean that those buyers that I talked about earlier won't still try to hold the price around 168, 170. It doesn't mean that. But just from looking at the chart, it doesn't look like many people are convinced that Apple is ready to shoot up to the upside yet. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there because given what has happened, given the recent price ups over the last couple of weeks, trading days here, is giving me pause to say, yeah, price is still weak. I'm going to look for the market to go down in Apple. Once its earnings come up, though, may not be a good one, but we'll see. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.